It's really a process. How do you actually create commitment within yourself? How do you actually develop it? Sometimes that requires a plan. Part of that plan, I found, was needing to let go of other commitments. And that can be really challenging, to let go of other important commitments, to sort of prioritize your commitments. That's a tough thing, isn't it? I mean, to figure that out. And so, I let my husband go. No, I'm just kidding. Just joking. He was great. He really was my sanity. But I did, for example, and I gave up a lot of things during that time, but one thing was I'd been on a tennis team for 8 years, and I gave that up. So, and that was a process to let go of a commitment too. Do you ever find that? Like you said, you quit your job. You don't just say, I quit. I mean, you'd like to, right, in one way. But in another way, it really is a process. And sometimes it requires like going through it, planning it out, figuring it out. So at this point, you're probably wondering, okay, well, what is commitment then? Is it the same thing as an obligation? Is it the same thing as a promise? Here's the definition that I use from social psychology. Commitment is the experience of being psychologically attached to something and intending to continue. That's what shapes our lives. Being psychologically attached. Not an obligation, not like, yeah, sure, I'm committed, not even a promise. It's, are we really psychologically attached? And this is a matter of degrees. A lot of people also think of commitment as an on-off kind of thing. You're either committed or you're not. How many times have we heard that, right? But it is a matter of degrees. I can be very highly committed. I can have a low level of commitment, or I can have something in between, like those, 2/3 of the workers that are saying, I'm going, but I'm not really going, with my full self. And I would say that any of those levels of commitment shapes our life. So it's just a question of, thinking through, okay, what am I really committed to? How much? Is it enough? Because commitment can vary, the question is there a way that we can increase commitment within ourselves to the things that matter most and will shape our lives in positive ways? And then are there also ways that we can learn to let go of the commitments that are holding us back, or in some cases are really quite hurtful for us? And I think the answer is yes.